Good morning, afternoon, or evening, whenever or wherever you're watching this. I am your host, The Gentleman, and today we're going to be diving into the Reddit thread r/maliciouscompliance. I hope you're all having a lovely day today, and if not, I hope that this video helps you get through the day. Without further ado, get relaxed and comfy, grab a snack and drink, and let's dive into this Reddit thread. We have our first post here by user/who's the sixth, and the title is "Want me to close the bathrooms?" Okay then. While I was in college, I worked as a janitor for a pretty busy cafe. It wasn't very fun, not that being a janitor would be anyway. I mean, when you're dealing with people's shit on the daily, it'd be pretty hard to have fun as that, but whatever. And the boss was pretty bad at his job, but it made the money I needed. The cafe was in a pretty rural area, and we had the only public restrooms for about 3 miles. Everyone in the community knew where the other restrooms were, but it would be an inconvenience to drive to them, even if it would take only a few minutes. To use these restrooms, you need to buy something, but almost everyone who entered bought something, so it wasn't a huge deal. Now, since I was in college, my work hours had to be fit around my college classes. For how my boss was with everything else, he was quite understanding when it came to this, mostly because he could only hire other college students. With the way my schedule worked, I always had to leave at closing to get to my classes on time, so I did my cleaning during operational hours. Most of this was in the bathrooms, and I would leave it open while cleaning each stall and occasionally the floor. Why close the only bathroom for miles? Nobody complained. Nobody saw it as an issue. That was until a cold Wednesday in January. I was about 4 months into the job and was into the routine by this point. Boss calls me into his office before I left for the day. He tells me, "Mr. Who's the Sixth, I received a complaint about your bathroom cleaning procedures. One of our customers slipped on the puddle in the bathroom yesterday. Is she okay?" "She's okay. She braced herself against the sink." "Well, that's good. It must have been an unfortunate accident. I've always put a warning sign in front of any puddles in the bathroom while I'm cleaning them." "Well, clearly it's not enough. If you're cleaning the bathrooms, keep them closed." "Close them completely? And don't reopen them until you're completely done cleaning." This customer was known for being a prolific spender, and boss only saw a big pile of money going into the flames if he didn't listen to her. So he did, and I complied. "Close the bathrooms completely." "Okay then." The next day, I enter the cafe a few hours after opening due to classes and start with the bathrooms. They weren't too dirty, but I thought they, needed a very deep cleaning. So deep of a clean that it would take the rest of the day to clean it up, as opposed to about an hour or two. After all, boss never said how fast I should clean them. Whenever a customer wanted to use the restroom, I would just say that I was ordered by the boss to keep it closed so I can clean. And after an hour, I made a closed sign for both bathrooms with some small text on the bottom saying, "On orders of the boss." Needless to say, things went south very quickly. Over the day, numerous people complained to boss about the closed bathrooms. Boss said he had no choice, it was for safety. Oh. Okay, buddy. Yeah, okay, let's see how long that lasts for. Those people, knowing full well I gave adequate signage to any slippery areas, were understandably very confused and very pissed. Luckily, the other public bathrooms were only a short drive away, but it was still a decent inconvenience for some. A few people decided that this was the last straw in boss's incompetence in management. The old owners who recently sold the place were amazing from what I heard, and were never coming back to the cafe ever again. By the end of the day, boss called me into his office. "Mr. Who's the Sixth, you can reopen the bathrooms tomorrow." While the business didn't completely crumble, boss lost some very loyal customers that day, and his reputation took a tumble. I've heard a bit from the past few years, and the pandemic combined with his further incompetence meant the cafe was shuttered. TLDR, boss orders bathrooms to be closed while cleaning even though that was never an issue. Loses a few loyal customers in the process. Yeah, I love how every single time managers will always sit here and say these things like, you need to do this, you need to do that for the sanctity of the customer, even though it's only one person and not anyone else. And so basically, one person ruins it for the entirety of the group. And now look at him. You lost multiple people who were big spenders there, and now look. I hate people. Alrighty, we have our second story posted by user/military vehicle dude. I'm not gonna lie, I actually kind of like that name. That's great. The title is, So You Want Me to Do the Dishes. When I was in my 20s, I worked with a man hauling hay. Tough job, hot, dirty, very sweaty. Nothing like the pics you see of these dudes throwing hay with no shirts on, etc. Yeah, how many people unironically think that that's what hay bale jobs look like? Like, genuinely. Anyway, I would usually meet him at his house before daylight, hook up the truck and trailer, and then go to work. My boss was prone to decide to take the day off and go fishing without giving me a heads up. So those days, I would go in the house and there would be a list of things needing done. Examples: grease the baler, service the truck, pick up parts, etc. It was irritating because if it was that type of day, I wouldn't have had to be up at 3 a.m. to get to his house to meet him. And I wouldn't be able to go to any parts stores because they didn't open until 8 or later. Jeez, that sounds super rough. I'm sorry, bud. One particular morning, I get to his house. No boss. I go in and find the list and it simply says, do the dishes. I look at the sink and apparently he had left his dishes for about a week in there and it was nasty. So I loaded the dishwasher, added the liquid dishwashing soap for washing by hand, think Dawn, and left. To say he was surprised when he got home is an understatement, but he never asked me to do the dishes again. I love it. Edit for clarity regarding pay. When we hayed, I got paid $2.50 a bale delivered. I used my truck, his trailer. A 12-hour day could equal several $100. Okay. On shop days, I was paid by the hour for actual hours worked. If my only job was to wash dishes, at most I'd get an hour's pay, which didn't pay for my gas, drive time, and actual time at the house. So, Alrighty, we have our third story from, and I'm so sorry if I butcher your name ahead of time, Sarah Simfan. Okay. The title is, You Want Me to Brew Coffee? Fine. I had a job many years ago at a call center. We had a nice break room, 3 fridges, a bagel toaster, huge sign on it, with do not leave unattended on it, amazing little fire hazard, bread toasters, and an old coffee maker. Okay. Many of the employees were horribly addicted. I mean, to coffee, yeah, but also nicotine, Mary Jane, and wow, okay, very difficult substances, shall we say. This story obviously involves the coffee maker. It also involves myself and my manager. I was, out of the blue, instructed to take over coffee maker duties. Great, only one huge problem. I don't drink coffee. Coffee made me sick. Small quantities would make me vomit if they were in anything I drank or ate. Since I don't drink coffee, I generally have no idea how to make coffee. I mean, you take ground up beans, put them in a filter, and run hot water through, and coffee comes out the bottom. Sounds like you know how you make good coffee there, bud. The machine was a professional grade brewer. It was provided by a company that also stocked our vending machines. This wasn't a unit you could go to Walmart or Target and purchase. It was more industrial than that. It also didn't have any instructions. Oh God, it didn't have instructions. Oh no. Oh, sweet Jesus. Okay. I asked my coworker for some help, and he must have thought I was joking because he told me to add 2 cups of coffee from pre-ground sealed packets to the hopper on top of the machine. Now, I'm not stupid, and here's where the malicious compliance comes from. I followed his instructions. Okay. It was glorious. All of my coffee-addicted coworkers were jittery. Their teeth turned black, oh my god, and they frequently had coffee grounds in their teeth. There was a distinct burned coffee smell in the break room. After a few days, my manager asked me what the hell I was doing to the coffee. And this time she actually listened when I told her I didn't drink coffee. Upon realizing this, she laughed and selected the coworker that instructed me on the improper operation of the machine to become the designated coffee brewer. Everyone found this funny, many while jittering away in their tiny cubicles. Okay, well at least it didn't go like horribly wrong. So, alright. That's good. Yeah, no. If someone does not know how to make coffee and you tell them to make the coffee, that is a surefire way of getting a damn heart attack. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I think that about wraps up our video for today. If you enjoyed listening to the madness of r/malicious compliance, then please leave a like. And if you made it this far in the video, leave the comment, coffee heart attack. Until next time.